Hey guys, so today in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you guys the basic functions or basic stuff of Python. And before I begin teaching you guys, the reason why I'm using an online compiler right now is because PyCharm is another Python IDE. I'm just going to use this repl.it. If you want to access this, do uh, like just search a Python online compiler, and when on any search engine, and once you're on that search engine, look for this site. It's actually a pretty good site. I've used it once. The reason is why I usually tend to use PyCharm, another Python IDE, but it's a downloading one. I'll show you guys how to download it maybe in later videos, and it's actually pretty easier. But for a few days I'll be using this. So as you guys can see on the right, this compile thing, it is what is 1 plus 1. I was messing around a little earlier. Yeah, so let's get on with the basics. So Python, what is Python? It's a it's a very popular programming language that many people know, and whenever they start to learn coding or programming, they try to learn Python, or they even try to learn Java, which we might go over later in tutorials. But for right now, Python. It's a very basic coding language that many people tend to start with. So this is why we're making it. I'm making a tutorial of this to get you a good idea of Python. And if you can do a lot of things with code. It's very fun to code around if you know a lot, and that's why I'm starting to teach it. So right now, today we're going to be learning something called strings, ints, strings, integers, and floats. Integers you guys might be familiar with that, and I'm going to teach you guys something called the print function and the input function. So right now, those are the three things I'll be teaching you guys in this tutorial. So let's get on with it. So print function, I'll be starting with that. So this is gonna tie in strings, ints, and floats. So print function. This is the most basic function in Python. You're going to use it basically for everything. Most of your code will have print because I don't know if you can guess by the name, but print means you're printing this on this screen, on this black screen, which is your output code. So say you want hello world. Will this compile? No, it's saying it's an error. The reason why is because hello world is something programmers call a string. A string. So a string is basically a set of characters, or you could literally type anything in that and it'll compile. Even numbers. So, but here's the thing. Numbers tend to used as ints. So ints or integers. And we're familiar with that term, I'm pretty sure. Integers are basically any whole number with no decimals, or it can be negative too, no decimals or fractions. So those are ints. And what is a float? A float is a decimal fraction, but programmers, we don't tend to use to write 5 over 2. You'd write 2.5. So yeah, floats are basically anything with decimals. Pi, kind of the base approximate of pi, 3.14. I mean, even though pi is irrational. So yeah, those are the basic things. But there are certain things that classify what is a int, string, or a float. So how do you classify a string? Double brackets or single brackets. Right now I'm just going to use single brackets. If you want to type hello world, this will compile. That's because this is a string. It's a set of words or characters, and that is what a string is. So the way you know it's a string is by these quotation marks. So these quotation marks are the things that classify a string. That's how you write a string. So for you can either use double quotation marks too. No worries. So here's the thing. There are some problems that you might run into this with. So say you use double quotation marks and you want to do a book. I like the book. Sorry, the book. I like the book. The Giver, and then you add another one. This is not correct because when we compile it, it's still invalid. So as we can see, I like the book, The Giver. And then we're not going to add any periods. But here's the thing. It's taking I like the book as and space and this one space as one integer, because there are two that whenever you have the same kind of thing on either end, whatever is in between that is what it's going to classify as a string. But now after that, it's called the giver, which it's going to think it's a variable, but we haven't defined this variable. We're going to get into that later on in future videos. And this is just another string at the end of this. There's nothing in between, but yeah. So as you guys can see, that will not work. So to solve this, you actually need to use single quotation marks, because if you can't have double, then you can use single. If we run this now, it'll compile. So that's one thing you might run into, but there is one thing with the single quotation marks that you might run into. It's basically the same type of problem. John's dad lives in Iowa. So this is wrong because it's taking John as one string, and then dad lives in Iowa as another string, as a variable actually. And then it's ending with the starting string. Python will be very confused. Let's see this. And as you can see, it's very confused. It's saying error, error, error. So that's a problem that you might run into. But just like before with the giver example, instead of using double, or instead of using single in this case, we're going to use double. So now if we run John's dad lives in Iowa, that will compile, as we can see. So that's some problems that you might run into some print functions. So now let's talk about integers in print functions, or floats. So you could actually type an integer inside of a string. So yeah, that will work. But if you're ever looking to use like 3 multiplied by 8, this is something in Python you can, print 3 multiplied by 8, and if we can just delete that, okay, my bad, I forgot the parentheses. And if we run that, 24. So Python is actually a calculator itself. Anything you type, it will do that. So print, you could literally type anything in this box with numbers, and it'll compile, because you don't need anything to classify an int other than a number. But if you want to but the thing is, it's basically default everything is a string. It's going to take everything as a string and a variable. So to classify that stuff, you need to do something called int, and then inside the bracket, a function. So Python is actually smart enough to have a calculator built in. So 3 multiplied by 8, as before, it'll show us 24. So it'll do the mathematical calculations for you. That's how that works. And then 5. So say you want to multiply 3.1 multiplied by 3.1, whatever it is. Okay, 9.61, and then followed by a lot of zeros and a 1. So yeah, so here's the thing. When you're doing this float, there's actually a secret trick. Well, not a secret trick, but there's a way to decrease this, which I'll put in another video later. So yeah, that's how the print function works, and some stuff you might run in. So the other function I wanted to go over was input. Most of these functions speak for themselves. Input, as you can probably tell, is an input that you get from the user. So what is 1 plus 1? If we just put that, it's gonna ask you. So there is some weird things about this. It's gonna, like, if I just type 7, it's not gonna say anything because we haven't done any actions further. But as you can see, it might not look pleasing to anyone that uses it. It's right next to the space. It might just look kind of ugly. So if you want it on the next line, you can type \n, and that'll automatically make it to the next line. So 7, nothing's gonna happen. And even if you don't like the next line, you can do a few spaces here and there, or just like one space, I guess. Enter, and then yeah, it'll look a little better. So the reason why this is not compiling, or this is not doing anything with that 7, is because we haven't told it to do anything. So yeah, we haven't told it to do anything, which is, I mean, you could do other things in other tutorials, but in the first tutorial, there are many prerequisites that you're gonna need to learn, like input and print. So yeah, so input, what is 1 plus 1 plus 1, you could actually even ask this as, instead of like, you could just do 3 multiplied by 8, and you could do this, and you're gonna get 24 because it's gonna do whatever function you tell it to. But that's why there's this weird thing. If you have just two ints and you add a multiplication or addition or subtraction symbol there, it's gonna it's gonna do whatever it's gonna use its calculator and use that function and then input it in. So if you wanna ask them, like if you're gonna say doing a test 3 multiplied by 8, you're gonna need to do it like this, and then it'll compile into that, and then you can get their input 24. There are other ways to make this better, and I'll be going over them in later videos. So for right now, what you've learned is the print function, which takes in strings and many things, and input. These are the two functions you have learned right now, and you have learned that backslash, or sorry, that's just a regular slash, backslash n automatically moves your interaction cursor to the next line. And another way to resolve that is just space if you want it on the same line. And what you've learned is strings or strs are classified like single strings, or sorry, double quotations or single quotations. And you could have anything in the string, even numbers, as long as whatever you type, it'll print onto the screen. And you've learned what integers are, ints or integers. We're familiar with this word from math and all that. Ints, basically a whole number, -2, that cannot be written as a fraction or a decimal. So they're just classified plainly. So yeah, and that's how that works. Float. I don't know. I don't even think there's a I think it's float. I don't think that's it. It's just float. They are decimals, 3.1. You could literally type anything, and that would compile as that. But there are some other things that I'll go over in future videos about floats. So that's how you classify the three main types of variables and two very important functions in Python. So guys, stay tuned for the next video where I'll be going over I don't know, I didn't mention in this video, but mathematical functions. So multiply, plus, minus, divide. So I'll be going over those in a later tutorial, and yeah, look forward to that. I hope you guys learned this. In the comments, please let me know if you didn't, and if you want, I can even make another video explaining this again. Yeah.